Every person walking this earth has a choice to blend in with the crowd or to rise above and become unforgettable. The path to greatness is not given. It is earned through relentless passion, unshakable discipline, and the courage to go where others fear to tread. When you dare to be legendary, you are not just chasing success, you are crafting a legacy that echoes beyond your lifetime. Legends are not born. They are forged in the fires of adversity, sharpened by rejection, and driven by an inner force that refuses to settle. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires you to abandon excuses, demolish your doubts, and march forward with purpose, even when the world tells you to turn back. The world does not remember the ones who played it safe. It remembers those who took the leap, who risked everything, and who left a permanent mark. If you want to be legendary, you must live with intention. Every action, every word, every moment must be a bold declaration of who you are and what you stand for. The moment you decide to step into your power, the world shifts. No longer do you walk in the shadows of others' opinions or bow to fear's control. You rise, you roar, you break through the barriers that once held you captive. Being legendary begins with a mindset. You must believe, with everything in you, that you were not created to be ordinary. You were designed with greatness in your DNA. But belief alone is not enough. It must be followed by action, deliberate, unrelenting action. When others are sleeping, you're working. When others doubt you, you double down on your vision. When failure comes, and it will, you greet it as a teacher, not a defeat. Legends don't avoid failure. They embrace it, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone. Every setback is an opportunity to rise stronger. Your legacy is not built on comfort. It's built on grit, perseverance, and the refusal to quit. So wake up every day with fire in your soul and a mission in your heart. The world owes you nothing, but that's your greatest gift, because it means you don't have to wait for permission to become who you're meant to be. No gatekeeper controls your destiny. You are the author, the architect, the warrior of your own story. Legends don't ask, can I? They declare, watch me. When you dare to be legendary, you stop living life on autopilot. You stop chasing what's easy and start pursuing what's meaningful. You don't settle for good when great is possible. You don't settle for great when extraordinary is within reach. And you never ever settle for anything less than your best. To live legendary is to live with intensity, to push your limits daily, to fight for your dreams fiercely, and to hold yourself to a higher standard. Your journey will test you, it will stretch you, but it will also reveal the strength, courage, and brilliance that already lives inside of you. All you have to do is say yes to the challenge, to the struggle, to the rise. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when the pressure mounts, and the results don't come fast enough. That's when you dig deeper. That's when you remind yourself why you started. A legendary life is not built in a single moment. It's built over time, brick by brick, decision by decision. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you stack another brick. Each time you act with courage, even in fear, you rise higher. The people who achieve legendary status are not the most talented. They are the most committed. They don't just show up when it's easy. They show up every single day. Rain or shine, broken or whole, tired or energized. They are relentless in their pursuit. And that's what it takes. Relentlessness. You must want it more than the pain, more than the fear, more than the temptation to quit. Because the dream is worth it. Your future is worth it. And the world needs your fire, your voice, your brilliance. So keep showing up. Keep pushing forward. Keep building your legacy. You must become obsessed, not with success, but with becoming the person worthy of it. True greatness isn't about trophies or applause. It's about waking up with purpose, going to bed with pride, and knowing you gave everything you had. A legendary life demands everything. Your time, your energy, your focus, your heart. You can't halfway your way into legacy. It's all or nothing. And while the journey is brutal at times, it is also breathtaking. There's a power that comes when you stop shrinking yourself to fit into places you've outgrown. When you stop playing small to make others comfortable. When you rise to the level of your calling and own it with every fiber of your being. That's when you become unstoppable. The moment you stop waiting for motivation and start acting from commitment, you become dangerous in the best way. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need the fire in your gut that says, I will not be denied. The path of a legend is paved with moments no one sees. Early mornings, late nights, silent battles, quiet victories. It's what you do when no one's watching that determines who you become when everyone is. Consistency is the difference between the dreamers and the doers. Anyone can talk about their goals, but only the legendary back up their words with unrelenting action. They sacrifice distractions. They silence excuses. They commit fully. And over time, their results speak louder than any announcement ever could. Because you don't need to tell people you're a force. You show them with your work ethic, with your results, with your unstoppable drive. Legends are not made in crowds. They're made in solitude, in the grind, in the sweat, in the moments when quitting seems easier, but you refuse. You must learn to love the process as much as the payoff. Because the process is where your character is carved, where your strength is tested, and where your greatness is revealed. Every challenge you face is an invitation to rise. Pain isn't punishment, it's a forge. It burns away weakness and reveals strength. Doubt isn't a dead end, it's a question. Will you keep going? And fear is fuel, if you know how to use it. Every fear you face is an opportunity to expand. Every mountain you climb builds the muscle for the next one. The obstacles are not in the way, they are the way. You don't become legendary by avoiding struggle. You become legendary by mastering it. Let your scars become symbols of resilience. Let your failures become fuel for your rise. The world is waiting for someone to lead with passion, to fight with heart, and to live with purpose. Why not you? Why not now? The clock is ticking. Your legacy is being written, whether you're intentional about it or not. So write boldly, act courageously, live fully. This is your life, your canvas, your shot at immortality. What will you do with it? To dare to be legendary is to live in defiance of limitation. It's to say, yes, I see the odds, but I'm betting on myself anyway. It's looking at your past and saying, you don't define me. It's standing on the edge of your comfort zone and leaping into growth. Most people won't do it. Most will let fear, doubt, or comfort cage them forever. But not you. You were built for more. You feel it in your bones. You hear it in your heartbeat. There's a fire inside you that refuses to go out. Fan that flame. Feed it with discipline, focus, and relentless belief. Don't be afraid to outgrow the life you've known. Don't be afraid to dream so big it scares you. That fear, that means you're on the right track. Run toward it. Because on the other side of fear is your freedom. On the other side of doubt is your destiny. On the other side of struggle is your story. And that story deserves to be legendary. A legendary life is not about applause. It's about impact. It's about knowing that because you lived, others now believe they can too. It's about being a lighthouse in a storm, a warrior in the battle, and a source of strength when the world feels weak. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Your power lies not in what you've achieved, but in what you've overcome. You are proof that resilience is real, that grit matters, and that the human spirit can rise from anything. The world needs more people who dare to live with that level of intention, who dare to speak the truth, who dare to lead, to serve, to inspire. You may not see the impact of your actions right away, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Keep showing up. Keep giving your all. Keep daring to be the kind of person this world desperately needs. Because in the end, legacy isn't about what you leave behind. It's about who you become along the way. And so I ask you now, will you dare to be legendary? Will you rise when others fall? Will you persist when others quit? Will you fight for the vision in your soul with every breath in your body? Because the only limits that exist are the ones you accept. The only barriers that remain are the ones you refuse to break. The moment you make a decision to go all in, the universe begins to align. Opportunities reveal themselves. Doors swing open, strength rises, and your life begins to transform. Not because it's easy, but because you chose to be powerful in the face of difficulty. You chose to lead instead of follow. You chose to rise instead of retreat. You chose to live not for validation, but for impact. That choice changes everything. So choose now. Choose fire. Choose faith. Choose the extraordinary. Your story is waiting to be written in bold, fierce ink. So pick up the pen, stand in your power, and write something the world will never forget.